Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very late December 2025 episode of What's New in Cloud FinOps with myself, Franck Contrepois, and my good friend.
Stephen Old, I've just
There we
realised
go.
as the countdown was happening, I said it's you. Arguably, this is a 25 episode, so it should have been
Yes.
me.
Yeah, but that's
But
fine.
we're in 2026, so it's all good.
Yeah,
Hello,
and it's
Frank.
all fine. Hello. And we have quite a few news, and there are some of them that I will not be able to, I don't say pronounce, but so here we go. We start announcing new memory optima. So no, first we need music.
Oh,
I forgot
oh my
everything.
goodness. Yeah,
Ah,
and I'm not set up at all. New year, not a new Steve.
here we go, instances. And the first one is AWS announcing new memory optimized Amazon EC2 X8 AEDZ
Yes.
instances. So as far as I understand, the Z stands for special. It's a strange instance. It's an AMD because there is an A, and I don't. The D I think is storage. So, but the E potentially more. But anyway, it is a 32 to 1 ratio of memory to vCPU. It's available in 8 sizing from 2 to 96 vCPUs with 64 to 3 terabyte of memory, including 2 bare metal variant and up to 8 terabyte of local NVMe SSD storage. So they are the next generation memory optimized instances powered by 5th gen AMD EPYC, known as Turin, and they offer the highest maximum CPU frequency, 5 gigahertz in the cloud, and
Oof.
deliver twice the higher compute performance compared to previous generation of X2. So we move from 2 to 8.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because they're matching them up now, aren't they?
IEZN.
They're matching them all up to the eights.
And for the first time, I see that they're comparing it with an Intel.
They flipped, yeah. So their new generation of X is an AMD instead of an Intel. Massively interesting, I think. These instances are now available in US West, Oregon, and Asia Pacific, Tokyo. And I don't know if you've been seeing, there's a lot of news or a lot of conversations around capacity in the more well-known data centers. So
Ah, yeah,
Ireland,
well, yeah,
London,
they
yeah,
broke
yeah.
us here, but yeah,
Mm.
I think it's also my guess is they have a customer which is in
Who wants them?
California and
Yeah.
Tokyo, and they needed these instances.
Maybe, but I
Yeah.
also think we're going to see a slowdown in things coming out in where they used to always come out because those data centers at capacity, from what I hear.
Yep.
I've been hearing on
Yes.
Azure especially, like,
That's going to be very
mm,
interesting to see. And they are building new stuff, but they're packing it with AI system. And about talking about AI, we have the announcing Amazon EC2 TRN3 Ultra servers for fastest, lower cost generative AI training. So the Trainium 3 chip, it provides 2.52 petaflops of FP8 compute. It's a lot. Let's put
it's a
it this
lot.
way.
It's a lot.
Yeah, the increase the memory capacity by 1.5, bandwidth by 1.7 over Trainium 2. So we are at 4.9 terabyte per second of memory bandwidth,
Oh my
which
goodness.
by the way, the memory cost went through the roof. If you,
Yes, it has,
it's
hasn't it? Yeah.
because they don't have, everyone is trying to build the good new stuff. So they're
Mm.
building for the new stuff, but it's not ready. But everyone is still also buying the old stuff, which they're not anymore. They're not anymore there.
Mm.
But yeah, so TRN3 Ultra Server can scale up to 144 Trinium 3 chip, so for a total of 362 FP8 petaflops, and are available in EC2 Ultra Cluster 3.0 to scale to hundreds of thousands of chips. So this is not the AI system you buy to run your local assistant. Um,
No,
it's
have you seen some of the
four,
stuff later on? So 4.4 times
yeah.
higher performance, 3.5 times, 4 times better performance per watt. And what I found really interesting is on Amazon Bedrock, Trainium 3 is our fastest accelerator, delivering 3 times faster performance than Trainium 2, with 5 times higher output tokens per megawatt at similar latency per user.
Even the fact that it's written megawatt is
Yeah,
madness.
yeah, yeah. Indeed, indeed. Let
It,
me see. Let me
anyway,
see if my solar panels. So for those listening, I've got 28 solar panels, which is a big solar panel array. Let me see if in the however many years I've had them running, I'm up to
a
that level of
megawatt.
generation yet. I'd be surprised. Um,
No.
you carry on, and
Okay.
then
So announcing new compute-optimized EC2 C8A. We're back to the normal stuff, the small good stuff that you're probably buying. So C8A instances are powered by 5th generation AMD. So they're again the Turin, maximum frequency of 4.5 gigahertz, 30% higher performance, and up to 90% better price performance. So that's an increase in price, roughly what that says.
Yeah.
They have 33% more memory bandwidth, making those instances ideal for latency-sensitive workloads and DBs. This is all compared to the C7A instances. They are 57% faster for Groovy JVM. Interesting. So we are into Java VM as a comparison, allowing better response time for Java-based applications. There are 12 sizes, and you can find that into North Virginia, Ohio, West Oregon, and that's it. So 3 places. They are really doing releases now slower. Yes, the new instances are releasing to some places. My guess is we will have to skip on the future months this is now available in new regions. But yeah, cool. Where are we? Still me, I guess. Yes, now I have the M9G.
I generated 9 megawatts last year.
Oh, nice.
I'm as surprised as you.
You can run those things then in your house.
Yeah, well, for an hour. If I save up everything for a year.
Yeah. Well, you would just need sun in Manchester. That'd be a starting point.
That is the problem, isn't it? Yeah, that is the problem.
Increase productivity. But we have a Graviton thing. So we've talked AMD, we've talked Intel as a old thing, but now we have the EC2 M9G instances powered by AWS Graviton 5.
That's come preview. Quick.
Yeah,
that long ago. I'll see if I can work out the dates were.
I think now it's one per year, and they have the money, or not the money, but they have the incentive that they need to provide more things. The interesting bit is going to be the Neutronium, or even probably the Graviton, because now they have a massive customers, which is Anthropic, which is their biggest customers, because it's going to be, hey, I'm investing tens of billions. How much are you? Even if you're the biggest customer of AWS, I don't think you're investing tens of billions. It's going to be. They are helping. Anthropic is helping. They would say that they were helping AWS to create new chips, so that the chips were made for Anthropic. So I think we will have more chips, potentially specialized chips coming out fast. But yeah, the Graviton 5 processor available in preview is the latest of the Graviton family of processors. They are custom designed by AWS to provide the best price performance for workload of AWS. Yeah. Those instances offer up to 25% better compute performance and higher networking and Amazon Block Store bandwidth than AWS Graviton 4 MHG. So they are up to 30% faster for databases, 35% faster for web application, and up to 35% faster for machine learning workloads. So these M9G are built on the Nitro. Where are they available? They're in preview, and that's it. So
it doesn't say where they are.
No.
Maybe that means they've rolled out everywhere.
No, they're in preview. So my guess is
preview.
They might have rolled out in multiple places, but we're going to see. Next, last one for me before something for you, finally. Amazon Open Search Service announced new OI2 instances. So Amazon Open Search Service introduced OI instances, expanding the Open Search Optimized Instance family. The new OI2 instances deliver up to 9% higher indexing throughput compared to OR2 instances, and up to 33% over the IAG instances in our internal benchmarks. So if I remember well, the OI2, they use S3, so you have your index in memory, but you can also flash it into S3, some of it, so you can have bigger amount of caching available in theory. But yeah, so it's an improved power performance for higher indexing throughput, better for indexing heavy workloads. Each Open Search Optimized instance is provisioned with compute 3rd generation, SSD for caching, and remote S3-based management storage. And so overall, you can have, so they can go to big, like 24x large. They offer compute memory up to 22.5 terabyte of storage, but now Is that storage or memory? I don't know. But yeah, you can go and have a look. This is available in many regions, so
Nice. Yeah, I can't even
check them
going
out.
through the deeper pages. You can't work out where the M9s are.
Okay.
I went and researched. Right, it's me. Azure first, I believe, off the top of my head. I'll make sure I've not got that.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got that right. Generally available cloud native apps on Kubernetes pricing calculator scenario. So the new cloud native apps on Kubernetes pricing calculator scenario allows teams to estimate the total cost of ownership for a production ready AKS cluster with other key Azure services, including Azure Container Registry, monitoring, Defender for cloud, and more. The calculator scenario provides an architecture diagram and cost estimate with customizable inputs to fit your workload requirements, whether you are migrating legacy workloads or deploying new applications, including microservices, web apps, AI, GPU workloads, and databases. This calculator scenario will help you establish your cost baseline. When I went in to look a bit more detail on that, it just sent me straight to the calculator, so I couldn't find out much more.
Okay.
GKS, so now we're on Google. In place pod resize is now generally available. I can't remember if we talked about it in preview, but this feature allows pod CPU and memory requests and limits to be modified in place without pod or container restart. GCE generally available, as this is Compute Engine on Google. The G4 Accelerator Optimized Machine Series supports the Flex Start provisioning model. When you specify the Flex Start provisioning model for the G4 virtual machine instance, you receive a discount up to 50% for vCPU, memories, and GPUs. Flex Start is ideal for fault-tolerant or temporary workloads that can benefit from lower costs by having a flexible start time.
Okay.
And so I've put that here because it's kind of compute related. But on the flip
Yes.
side, it probably could be like savings, or it's not a commitment. So it's an interesting one. But yeah, go have a look, guys. If you've got something it's a bit like a spot preemptor kind of idea, but it's
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, but it seems to be flex start provisioning model,
yeah.
so it just takes longer. So if you have some on demand, if you get a discount for how long? Is that just my thing
It's
is
whether they
that
can
just
take it
for
off you. So
ephemeral? You know, ephemeral things when
yeah.
you say, hey, I want 1,000 of these, and you have 20% up and running fast, and then you can turn things off. And
I,
anyway,
I think it's
okay.
also to help them because people have been doing a lot more reservations for compute and things.
Yes.
It's around that. So a wait time for allocated resources, a limited run duration. So FlexStart VMs can run up to 7 days. After that time, Compute Engine automatically stops. So it's very much based on short-term batch workloads. I thought that was cool. And then a public preview. Sorry, these are all from the release notes, guys, by the way. I was release notes diving this week. The C4A VM family now offers a C4A HiMem 96 bare metal instance. This machine type has 96 vCPUs and 768 gigabyte of DDR5 RAM, and it's on the Titanium IO offloading process and the hyper balanced hyperdisk extreme, etc., etc. But yeah, so they're now available in selected regions and zones.
I think you remember we had the buzzword bingo trying to figure out how many buzzwords we said. Now we have how many exaggeration. You have the ultra mega. It looks like movies,
Yeah,
action movies.
yeah,
Number one, action. Second, the
yeah.
vengeance,
It
the ultra
always
vengeance.
it always amazes me that Superman is still only super.
Yes, it's a.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, you're so old. I
yeah,
mean,
indeed.
hyper is minimum. Music maestro, yay, data DB and AI. So first one is announcing Amazon Nova 2 foundation model now available in Amazon Bedrock. So they've released Nova 2 is the next generation of general models that deliver reasoning capability with industry-leading price performance. And so the two models are Lite and Pro, the Pro being in preview. The Lite is fast, cost-effective reasoning model for everyday workloads, and I particularly think that every agent that is specialized will benefit for something that is small and trained, not on the world, but just on being able to do one thing consistently well. And the Pro, well, will come out for our most intelligent model for highly complex multi-step tasks. So they offer a significant advancement over previous generation model. These models support extended thinking with step-by-step reasoning and task decomposition and include three thinking intensity levels: low, medium, and high. Okay, at least for the name, they were simple, giving developers control over the balance of speed, intelligence, and cost. The models also offer built-in tools such as code interpreter, web grounding, support remote MCP tools, and provide a 1 million token context window for richer interactions. So
I'm
you
trying
can
to
use them
understand
for
the
lots of things.
this table it's got. Here we go. Bold indicates best value and benchmarks. But what is it? For those, obviously can't see my screen. I'm looking in the article around Nova 2, and it talks Nova 2 Lite, which does sound interesting. I've not really used Bedrock. I'll be dead honest, right? I've used pretty much everything else, but Corey Quinn gave it an absolute damning start, didn't he? But
Yeah, it
that
was cute.
yeah, it was cute. Yeah. With that table, what
Yeah,
what do the numbers mean? Is
yeah.
that
I think those are all tests. Those are all benchmarks.
of what though?
AI systems, and
Of
that's I
time?
think.
Of like, what's the scoring mechanism? That's what I don't
I
get.
have no clue. My guess is that the score, what you are looking. So we have columns which are Nova, 2 Lite, Claude, IQ 4.5, GPT-5 Mini, Gemini 2.5 Flash. So they're all small models,
The small
and
models, yeah.
they've been going through many
Something. Yeah.
tests, and each test seems to give up a number, probably out of 100, my guess is, and they are comparing that. The reality, the only thing you care really about in theory is to compare the numbers between the models. So if you do MMLU Pro, which is knowledge-centric reasoning, GPT-5 Mini seems to be slightly better. If you do IME 2025 mathematics, Nova is best. But yeah, with GPT. But yeah, I think that's
Yeah, it's
interesting
GPT's
that
there.
they've put it in bold when they are second too.
Yeah, it says something about that. Nova 2 values are bolded when the model achieves either the highest score on the benchmark or where the best result overlaps with the 95% confidence interval of Nova 2's result.
Okay.
So it's when they're close enough.
Yeah.
They're fine.
So anyway, well, yeah, that's marketing for you. But yeah, so Nova 2 Lite is released. Now we'll have build agents to automate production UI workflows with Amazon Nova Act, which is in
Oof,
GA.
yet
So we're
another thing.
excited to announce the general availability on Amazon Nova Act, a new AWS service for developers to build and manage fleets of highly reliable agents for automating production UI workflows. What is a UI workflow? So you
Well,
click, you do your stuff. You click here and you log in like this. Is that what it is? So
like you used to do with macros back
yeah,
in the day.
yeah. Nova Act can reliably complete repetitive UI workflow in the browser, execute API or tools like write to PDF, and escalate to a human supervisor when appropriate. Developers that need to automate repetitive processes across the enterprise can define workflows combining the flexibility of natural language with more deterministic Python code.
I mean,
Yeah,
I might have a bit of a think about that.
have a look at it. It's available only in US East, but it is GA, so it should be available, and it's quite cool. But I remember in various IDE you can say, "Hey AI, can you go onto the web page and check that everything's running fine?" Have a look. I'm curious to see how often do we change the deterministic bit, or how much is it deterministic 80% and 20% AI, or the other way around?
Mhm.
I do not know.
It'd be
Next
interesting to
one.
know why that came into the FinOps list. I guess it could save you time.
Yes, it's probably me getting it wrong. Or there is
No, but
cost
I,
somewhere, but yeah.
I'm interested. I'm going to have a
Yes.
look at it. But yeah,
It is in the AI bit, but yeah, it's like you have the Amazon S3 vectors, so that's the database you use under AI system, is now GA with 40 times the scale of preview.
Right.
And by the way, vector database is the thing that costed the most when I was trying to play a little. It was you create, if you go to knowledge base, or it was to Bedrock, and you say, I want a knowledge base, it will tell you, oh, you need to create a vector database. You would create that
Yeah.
vector database with OpenSearch usually.
Oh no,
And
I
th
just built it in. I built it in Postgres, mate.
yeah, you can do it Postgres, you can do it in Kendra. Now Postgres can do it, but at the time, when I tried it was ages ago, you can only almost only do it on open. But the
Yeah,
fun
you can get
bit
PG
is that
PG Vector has been released, hasn't it?
correct. If you turn it down, it will leave that database up. And that database was something like 60 per month. And oh,
Yeah.
crap, I forgot that one. But yeah,
I'm
S3
running mine
vectors.
on the serverless Postgres.
Yeah, you can also now do it in S3 vectors in theory, which should be
Yeah.
easier. So you just drop it
Yes,
there.
that's true.
Now, so S3 vectors deliver purpose-built, cost-optimized vector storage for AI agents, inference, and RAG, and semantic search at billion vector scale.
Oh,
S3 vector is designed to provide the same elasticity, durability, and availability of S3, but reduce the total cost of upload, store, and query vector by up to 90%.
wow.
So
Okay.
you can query up to 2 billion vectors per index and elastically scale to 10,000 vector index per vector bucket. So you can, yeah, infrequent queries return under 1 second, with more frequent query now resulting in latency around 100 milliseconds or less. So potentially that could be quite good. Have some fun,
Depends on the
try.
extraction cost, doesn't it?
Yes, which is not there, but so you can do all the stuff. You can also tag vector bucket index for attribute-based access control, as well as to track and organize cost.
Just say
Yeah,
querying vectors by up to 90%. It depends whether that includes the
yeah, but
the
that's
free.
compared to the worst thing probably. So let me see
Yeah.
pricing. Pricing. Storage pricing, so vectors. So vector pricing, you have storage pricing for vector, which is 0.06. And let me see, 0.06, well, it's not, 0.023 is the one from S3 normal.
Yeah.
So it is not bad at all. It's still costlier, but then you have a cost per vector request
Yeah.
pricing. And so yeah, per 1,000 requests is 0.035, but then zero point 0.2 per gigabyte of put request. Okay, so when it
That's
costs a
fine.
lot
Yeah.
to upload, but it costs more. And
That's
then
not
you
loads
have
though.
the first 100,000 vectors, it costs very little per terabyte. I mean, it's 0.0040 per terabyte.
Wow.
So
Well, I might have to
it's,
rethink the thing I'm building at the moment, actually.
yes,
Give
I
that a
think
go.
you
I can
might.
compare the two next. The only thing is I'm building it in Azure.
Well, yes, that might be a problem because that's S3, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
vastly not an
Oh no, I've
Azure.
not. No, no, I'm wrong. I've built it in AWS, and I was meant to have built it in Azure, but I made sure it worked. So it's in AWS.
Okay, here we go. Then we have one that is quite funny. So there was an announcement that Amazon RDS SQL Server Support Developer Edition. So you could have SQL Server Developer Edition instead of having to buy for the license. So you could have an RDS at a lower cost because the Developer Edition, if I remember, is free. And that did work at one point, but is now returning 404. And so that does not exist anymore, but it is interesting. So there are some negotiation or discussions with Microsoft, probably as we speak. Last for me, Amazon, for this category, Amazon OpenSearch Service now offers a multi-tier storage, a new multi-tier storage. So the new architecture combines Amazon S3 cloud technology with local instance storage, which by the way goes with the OI2 instances that we talked about before. The new multi-tier architecture features two-tier, yeah, hot and warm, no cold. The hot tier handles frequently accessed data. A warm tier leverages Amazon S3 for cost-effective storage of less frequently accessed data, so memory and S3. Until now, Amazon OpenSearch Service supports a warm tier through Ultra Warm, which provided cost-effective storage for read-only data. The new warm tier, powered by OpenAI optimized instances, supports write operations, providing greater flexibility for data management. So you can automate rotating data from hot to warm as it ages, and that's quite cool. So in the past, you could have whatever was requested was in the cache. If it was not in the memory cache, you will try to get it from the cache in the S3, but that would have been, you would have prepared that one. Well, now it can automatically do some sort of life cycle management. So
Cool.
that's for OI2 instances from large to 8x large.
Nice. Okay, over to me. And one that you found that I'd initially kind of missed the impact of, but released on 23rd of December. New Apogee policies for LLM token management are now generally available. So there are two new policies for managing large language model workloads. These policies provide fine-grained control and rate limiting for AI application traffic flows. So this so there's an LLM token quota policy. This policy monitors and enforces limits on the LLM response token usage to control overall LLM expenditure and allocation, I suppose, resource allocation. And you can configure it with count only or enforce only. And then prompt token limit policy. And this policy provides a token-based rate limiting mechanism and analogous to spike arrest policy, specifically for the tokens consumed by the user's prompt messages. Anyway, so they're two cool things that you found, and actually seeing people put hard, or an ability to put hard limits in.
Yes.
Protect yourself. Then a public preview for serverless workspaces in Azure Databricks. And I'm going to try to read this, even though I've made it super small, not to take up too much space. But serverless workspaces in Azure Databricks are now generally available in public preview, offering a fully managed workspace type that comes pre-configured with serverless compute and default storage to deliver an enterprise-ready SaaS experience with minimum infrastructure setup. The bit that caught my eye with this is customers can create Azure Databricks serverless workspaces directly from the Azure portal to run production workloads entirely on serverless compute, rapidly spin up short-lived environments for training and testing, and empower admins who lack direct cloud provisioning permissions to deploy and manage secure governed Azure Databricks environments at scale. So you're giving people access to deploy something who you might not want to have access to deploy something. So I thought I'd bring that up because people can start spending money, and probably significant money, that you didn't know about. GCP AlloyDB now supports the C4 machine series, which are powered by the 6th generation Intel Granite Rapid processors. These offer massive machine sizes with up to 288 vCPUs and 2.2 terabytes of RAM that let you run extremely demanding workloads. And then Spanner, I thought this was interesting. Spanner Graph, you'll understand this better than me, now supports using any cheapest path search prefix in a query to return the path with the lowest total compute cost.
My guess, and this is a guess, is that there is a query optimizer inside.
In Spanner there is. Yeah.
Inside Spanner, and that you can say to the. Normally, you can give hint on how you want things to be retrieved.
You can go like quickest or performance, and now you can do any cheapest.
And so normally it does it on its own. What I think we're saying is, no, I want it cheapest, so it might take slightly longer. Usually, it's the usual trade-off. So there will be a trade-off of whatever the cost is for Spanner, that they might look for it locally or wait, for example, that there is a synchronization with an outside Spanner, make sure that everyone's synchronized, and then deliver you the results. Yeah. Instead of asking the other side and having you pay for the transfer. Something like this.
Something like that. Nice.
That's a guess.
And my final one is Vertex AI Search, configurable pricing for custom search. So configurable pricing offers a flexible alternative to the default pay-as-you-go model. Configurable pricing lets you choose a subscription that fits your needs, and there are two, one for storage and one for search queries, plus add-ons that let you add more features according to your needs, right? So storage, the minimum subscription is 50 gigabytes per month, and the available add-ons is semantic embedding. For search queries, the minimum subscription is 1,000 queries per minute per project, and the available add-ons are semantic query, KPI and personalization, and AI overview. After you set up the configurable pricing for a project, apply configurable pricing to apps and data stores as needed. Anyway, I thought it was quite cool. again,
Cool.
some details. Right, here we go.
Music. Storage, I'm going to try to go faster, but they're announcing AWS, so announcing replication support and intelligent tiering for Amazon S3 tables. So they've introduced S3 table that uses the Iceberg on top, which is another format, so Apache Iceberg. And in this case now you can, what is it? Data is automatically tiered to the most cost-effective access tier based on access pattern. So data storage in 3 low latency tier, frequent access, infrequent access, which is 40% cheaper, and archive instant access, which is 68% cheaper. After 30 days without access, data move to infrequent access, and after 90 days to archive. And also table maintenance or activities, compaction, snapshot expiration, and other things operate without affecting the data tiering, so everything is fine. And by default, all existing tables use standard storage. When creating new table, you can specify intelligent tiering as storage class. So by default, it's not turned on. You need to turn it on at table creation time. And they've also done S3 table replication support. So helps you maintain consistent read replicas of your table across AWS regions and accounts. So you specify the destination table bucket and the service create read-only replica tables. It replicates all updates chronologically while preserving parent-child snapshot relationship. Table replication help you build global data set to minimize query latency for geographical. So read classic RDS read-only instances. But yep. Next, Amazon RDS and Aurora now support resource tagging for automated backups. That's a big announcement for something quite small, I think. But RDS and Aurora now support resource tagging and cluster automated backup. You can now tag your automated backup separately from the parent DB instance or DB cluster. So, enabling attribute-based access control and simplifying resource management and cost tracking. So your backup does not have to carry the same tags as the instance that was backed up.
Okay.
And so
nice.
You can define and protect your backup differently. Youpidoo. Amazon S3 Storage Lens add performance metrics, support for billions of prefixes, and export to S3 tables. So S3 Storage Lens provide organization-wide visibility into your storage usage and activity to help optimize cost, improve performance, and strengthen data protection. Today we're adding 3 new capabilities that give you deeper insight into your S3 storage usage, performance metrics that provide insights into how your application interacts with S3 data, analytics for billions of prefixes in your bucket, and metrics export directly to S3 tables for easier querying and analysis. That's quite cool that they're just dropping things into S3 tables so you can query it immediately. When is the curve going there? Pretty sure it's going to go fast. Maybe it can already.
Maybe.
But yeah, so we can get access to all these cool things, and I think that's it for storage for me.
Yep, I've got one more Azure Blob to Blob migration made simpler with Azure Storage Mover, which has actually added a load of new things, but I just thought I'd talk about this one. And the main thing is that with this release, customers can eliminate manual pipeline tools, automate migrations in the Azure portal, and gain real-time visibility of every job. So the main thing is you can now move Blob storage more easily and cost-effective.
Cool. Visibility, and the previous thing I said was between storage and visibility.
Yeah.
I got it wrong. I'd put it into visibility, but really...
It's storage, yeah. No, I was happy with it.
So let's go there. So we have AWS Billing and Cost Management now support PDF export and CSV data download for dashboards. Which feels so basic at the same time. I mean, so your new feature enable you to export your commodity customized dashboard as PDF file for online analysis and sharing, and download individual widget data in CSV format for detailed examination and spreadsheets application. Interesting thing is that is already that was available with QuickSight for quite a lot. Oh no, yeah, man, yeah. But anyway, so you can export entire dashboard or individual widgets as PDF files, and so they have also the CSV. It's available in all AWS commercial regions, excluding China. Announcing
Right.
cost allocation using users attributes. So AWS announced a new cost allocation feature that uses existing workforce user attributes like cost center, division, organization, and department to track and analyze AWS application usage and cost. This new capability enables customers to allocate per user monthly subscription and on-demand fees of AWS applications such as Q Business, Q Developer, QuickSight to respective internal business units. So that seems to be only, and they say some cloud financial operation FinOps professionals can view and analyze costs in AWS Cost Explorer and Q2, gaining visibility on how different teams drive AWS usage and cost. But they say FinOps finally.
Yeah, but they say financial. Do they say financial operations though?
They say cloud financial operations FinOps.
Which is not what FinOps stands for, is it? That's the problem.
No, because it's a finance and DevOps. But
Yeah.
hey,
Anyway, losing that battle to ChatGPT one article at a time.
yes, the next one is AWS announced an enhanced custom line item control for AWS Billing Conductor. So starting today, AWS Billing Conductor customer gain greater flexibility when using custom line items. Customers can now create service-specific custom line items scoped at either one AWS service or a set of selected AWS services and can choose how these line items are presented in the pro forma billing artifact, such as BigPay, Cost Explorer. So you can do better chargeback and rebilling strategies because you can do that. You might have that you want to have people to use more of something and less of something else. You might put some ratio. You might create that every time someone uses service A, they're going to get 10% over the price, though, whatever price AWS is providing, simply because you want to incentivize product B, which, hey, is standard price, something like this. So it's all AWS commercial regions, excluding China, only Beijing excluded.
Okay.
And I know, both China. No, okay. Gosh, do I still have one? Yes, it seems like, yes. Announcing cost allocation tag support for account tag. So for account enable customer with multiple member account, which roughly all of them, to utilize the existing AWS organization account tag directly in cost management tools. Account tags are applied to the account level of an AWS organization and automatically apply to all metered usage within tagged account. So you can just tag that this account is about prod and everything is going to be tagged with prod in an automated way and you can start using them and you can do that. Yeah. So you can use that now for your cost allocation.
Yeah.
Youpidoo.
Nice. Last one, view granular cost and data from PubSub, snapshot, subscription, and topic usage in cloud billing exports to BigQuery. So you can now, basically what it says in C, you use the resource.name or resource.global name field in the export to view and filter your detailed snapshot.
Cool. Commitments, and there is one which is a big one. It was on the 2nd of December. It is database savings plans with up to 35% savings. And it has such a amazing thing and some things which are just not strange but showing how AWS is evolving. The first one, which is really cool, is that it's a savings plans. It applies to everything RDS. It's database. It's not RDS, it's database. So if it works, as far as I remember, here we go. It works with Aurora, RDS, DynamoDB, Elasticache, DocumentDB, Neptune, Keyspaces, TimeStream, and DMS. So all of these are going to be taken together to reach whatever amount you've committed. So that's quite cool because it has a wide covering of almost anything database is going to be covered. The interesting bit also, the other side of the thing is that they're simplifying enormously. I've done some, basic research, but it seems that the discounts are always the same, whatever the region compared to. So if you look at RDS, right, I think it's going to be 20% discount over the on-demand everywhere. The other thing is that it can only be nothing upfront, and it can only last 1 year.
1 year, yeah.
And so it's
only for sevens or later, right?
Yes. Oh, I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
So
Only
there
seven
we go.
generations. Well, I hope I'm not wrong. I seem to remember checking that. Someone mentioning that to me. Um,
Cool. But yeah,
uh,
their example is R7G, DBR7G, and DBR8G. So yeah, it completely ignores the generation. It's exclusively the cost. But yeah, so that was the big thing. Lots of people were saying, Yuppie-doo, Yuppie-da. I think it's great. Um,
yeah, if you go to
I
look at
can
the pricing,
expect,
only has sevens or eights. There's no pricing for anything
okay.
before a seven.
Yeah, and they might, so sevens or eight, do they still have a rise?
Eights. Yeah. No, they put them all back on, didn't they? There was some time where they
Yeah,
didn't, but they put them all back on from my memory.
cool. Next, and
Do you
that's
need
it
a
for
noise? Yeah.
commitments. We're going to pricing. So we have Amazon RDS for SQL Server launched optimized CPU with new generation instances for up to 55% lower price. So it's a RDS for SQL Server. You have optimized CPU with support for M7i and R7i, so that's Intel only. It reduces price by up to 55% compared to equivalent previous generation instance. Optimize CPU, optimize simultaneous multi-threading configuration to reduce commercial software charges. Customer can lower cost by upgrading to M7i or R7i instances. And so roughly you're moving whatever you are, which is not Intel, to
Yeah.
Intel. And so this seems to be something which is a way to optimize the licensing from Microsoft. And so you probably know more about that than I do because you are way more in the licensing world than I am.
Yeah,
But
but
this
I
the number of vCPUs.
might also have been looking at trying to work out if there's RIs for RDS.
But yeah, so this reduced the number of vCPU and the corresponding commercial software choice by up to 50% while providing the same number of physical CPU cores. So it's a way to say you are licensed per vCPU, not per physical core, and so we can, in some form or way, adapt to that.
Yeah, let's
Quite
see this.
impressive.
This reduces. Okay,
I
yeah,
am
yeah,
going
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah. So
continue.
it's splitting up the thread. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. AWS payment cryptography reduced API pricing by up to 63% and introduces tier key pricing. So it's AWS payment cryptography, which I did not know existed as a product, announced a significant price reduction of up to 63% for API requests across existing tier and introduced a new fourth tier. This change unified pricing across all regions and enabled customers to migrate higher volume workload to the service without being worried about pricing. And this is also a change. So they announced it very coolly, but overall it seems to be a normalization of pricing. All the pricing seems to be coming towards being the same in all regions in some form. No, not the pricing, but maybe the discounts. Anyway, again, really cool. Payment cryptography is a managed service that provides access to cryptography function and key management used in payment processing in accordance with payment card industry PCI security standards. So yeah, if you are managing payments, that might be useful.
Great. So I've just asked my team the question on that licensing one. I thought that'd be
Cool.
useful while we're messing around.
So
Oh, is it me?
then it's yours.
Oh, FinOps General. Oh goodness me, I didn't notice this one, so I haven't looked at it beforehand. Understanding your yes, sorry, your Google SecOps billing components. So there is a document that explains in depth the new breakdown of pricing components of your Google SecOps. We will probably release the article, but it's under Chronicle Docs on board. Understand billing for service. It explains your pricing rate, discounting, billing cycle during the grace period, etc. And it's just a doc and some changes that have been released this month. Noise.
And sustainability. AWS reduces publishing time for carbon footprint data to 21 days or less. So AWS is now publishing your carbon footprint data in 21 days or less. Previously, it was published with up to 3 months
3 months, yeah.
lag. Now you have access to your carbon footprint data with estimates published between the 15th and the 21st of the month following your usage.
Yep. And
Now,
they've
is
added
that...
scope 3 and the locational as well, apparently. We're going to get Mark on, right, to
Oh,
talk about what all this
yes.
means. We'll get Mark
Yes.
Butch back on.
That's going to be very cool. Music. So that's the last one is Miss Kinsey. A new and enhanced AWS support plan add AI capability to expert guidance. Today we are announcing a fundamental shift. Well, tell me, yes, your comment.
I will
Start
be
with that.
careful what I say here, but we worked with an organization who have moved all of their knowledge base to AI and then use that to generate answers to questions. And it isn't that easy. That's what I'll say.
Yes. And I've been talking with Jean Latière for agents, and he was frustrated of how people say, oh yeah, now I have agents doing everything and I don't have to even answer an email. I say, no, but it's super hard to make them work correctly altogether,
Yeah.
doing what you want. But yeah, lots of noise. But today we're announcing a fundamental shift in how AWS supports helps customers move from reactive problem solving to proactive issue prevention. This evolution introduced new support plans that combine AI-powered capability with AWS expertise. The new and enhanced plan help you identify and address potential issues before they impact your business operation, helping you operate and optimize your cloud workload more efficiently. So 3 new plans. Business Support Plus, which transform the developer, startup, and small business experience by providing intelligent assistant powered by AI. You can choose to engage directly with AWS expert or start an AI-powered contextual recommendation that seamlessly transition to AWS experts when needed. The AWS experts respond within 30 minutes of critical cases, twice as fast as before. Then you have enterprise support built on established support model. These TR accelerate innovation and cloud operation success through intelligence operation and AI-powered trusted human guidance. Your designated TAM combines deep AWS knowledge with data-driven insight from your environment to help identify optimization opportunity and risks. So yeah, the TAM can use
Wow.
AI.
Yeah, there we
And
go.
there is a unified operations support, deliver highest level of context-aware support. So there is bigger than enterprise now. Through
Yeah.
an expanded
Okay.
team of AWS experts. The core team comprises of TAM, a domain engineer, and a designated Signal billing and account specialist. Is complemented by on-demand experts in migration. Are these experts humans or are these experts AI?
Are these experts experts? I suppose is a better question.
Yes.
But ignoring that, we have hit our time. Thank you for all the hard work this week. You definitely had the burden, and hopefully it was useful to our listeners.
Yes. Thank you very much for listening and have a fantastic day.
You too. Thanks, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye bye.